All right. Facebook and YouTube are live. We got some good news. We got the grant from Unlock Protocol. And if you've been following the last few videos that I've done, then you'll realize that this has kind of been the plan that we've been working with, is getting these grants. I could give a whole lesson from what I've done to get a grant up to this point, but I hope that we're just getting started. I hope that there's more grants and more bounties and things like that in this direction. So it's a crypto grant. It's in cryptocurrency, and that's the first time I've ever done anything like that, so it's pretty cool. I guess it's not so cool when like the crypto market is currently crashing and you're watching the value of, say, the grant plummet. But yeah, that's a whole different topic. How's the crypto market going to do in the future? I'm very bullish on it because even though it has these big crashes, it always ends up going back up to that point within usually a couple months, and then it'll go way beyond that this next time. That's what I've seen, and so that's why I would do something like this and like put so much work or trust into something that's done in cryptocurrency. Right now might not be the time to cash out your cryptocurrency because today's the January 24th. It's been a pretty big crash recently, but this is really cool and I'm really excited, really honored to be a part of the project. It's going to be a lot of fun. So just to explain what's going on, it's a grant given in cryptocurrency, which is Unlock Protocol's currency called UDT. And over the course of a year, they're going to distribute 200 coins over 12 months. So each month you get about, I think, 16.6 coins, something like that. And that's really cool because that gives me a little bit of more time to like focus on this and really polish it and put some love and care into it. So when I got the grant, I emailed them back, gave them my Ethereum address, and then I asked, what is the definition of shipped? Because you actually don't get access to the coins until the project's shipped. They distribute once a month, but if you don't ship until 6 months in, then you'll have 6 months worth of coins waiting there when you finally get access to it. Luckily, in our case, we're pretty much there. So I emailed them back and I said, what do you guys mean by shipped? What's the definition of shipped? And I got a response from them. Let me pull this up real quick. They said it usually goes as follows: integrate Unlock into what you're doing in some way, then document it, write about how you did it, create a 2-minute video we can share, and answer a few questions about it. So I feel like I've already done pretty much most of that at this point, but what I'm going to do now is try to polish it as much as I can. This will be the first like official launch for Bonsai. We've done some soft launches where we've experimented with things, but that was always pretty much in stealth mode. I've made a couple Reddit posts and stuff, but this will be the first time that we're actually gonna promote and stand behind an alpha launch for the product, and that'll be version 10. So this is kind of dangerous territory for me because I can get really caught up in polishing something. I can just spend the rest of my life polishing something if I wanted to, because I'm quite the perfectionist sometimes. But this is one of those cases where that would get me in trouble, I think. I'm tempted to rebuild the entire project from scratch, get everything up to date, even some of the bottom layer stuff, such as Trellis. And there's just a lot of updates that I've been wanting to do before I officially launched. But the thing is, this isn't going to be an official launch. This is going to be an alpha launch. I'm hoping in the next week or two, really, at least by first week of February. And then we'll be doing a pre-beta and then a beta. So that gives us plenty of chances to update things later and not try to perfect things. So that's going to be the strategy right now. And that doesn't mean that I'm just going to release an unpolished turd. I'm going to spend a lot of time doing user testing. So what the user testing process is going to look like is I will be pulling up the site in probably incognito window so it's fresh and I've never been logged in or anything before. I'll grab a temporary email address and I'll go in and I'll test the sign-up process. I'll probably do this dozens of times. I mean, I could do it 100 times if I wanted to get crazy, but it'll probably be dozens. And I will take notes as I go through. Each time I go through, we're going to be trying to just polish the edges a little bit. The basic sign-up flow and things will probably stay mostly the same for now, but we'll be experimenting with any ways that we can simplify it. So if we identify a step that we could eliminate, then we might experiment with that. And yeah, we've already got Unlock integrated. That was the last stream that was established, but I also needed to polish that experience a little more. So once we've tested the sign-up flow and made sure that that is without a hitch, then we will go into the actual usability testing of the website, and we will be a logged in user. We'll test multiple authors and subscribers and different roles, and that'll really be polishing the use of the product instead of just the sign up. So yeah, I'm going to bring you through that process right now. We're going to be using Trello for keeping track of tasks mostly, and then I'll be using a little bit of Notion probably. This would just be for additional notes for me more than anything. This is where I've written my description and script for today's video, so I'll probably just come in down here and add in any notes. And I like to keep the project management pretty simple like that. Between Notion and Trello, you can do a lot of things, but they're both a really simple, easy to use product. So I think you could even say that Bonsai is partially inspired by them. I mean, it does kind of look like a mixture between Notion and Trello, especially the accordions, the modal windows. So the backlog right now, I'm calling this like nice to have. And then issues would be something that really needs to be fixed before we launch the version 10. I believe I've done these, but before I check them off, I'm going to go back and double check sometime. So we'll mostly be working within issues today. The backlog is nice to have, so that stuff we'll do probably after the release, because my goal is to get this shipped and integrated with Unlock Protocol, get the funds unlocked, and then use those funds to advance the features from there and the nice to have things. So front end editing isn't required, and icons instead of bullets, those aren't required. Those are just pretty things. We need password resets. I didn't fully have the SMTP set up last time on Bonsai. I was using SendGrid plugin, yep. And so that didn't actually link it to if someone needs to reset their password. So I've got to set up a whole different SMTP server for that. I think there was a little bug that I just noted right there. Community names. Yep, so basically we're going to go through, test the sign up process, and just take notes. And we're going to do it a lot of times. So I'll probably just log in right here. Looks like I'm already logged in. And then open up something called TempMail, temp-mail.org. It's gonna grab you like a fake temporary email address. Then I'm gonna open up an incognito window, and we're not going to Bonsai SO actually. We're gonna go to Silly Me. Okay, we need to open up our I mean, I guess we could do it as staging. When was the last time I deployed that? We'll come into GitHub and take a look. That was 5 days ago. I converted back to Gravity Forms CLI. Okay, I think it should be up to date. Just test the login from the front end actually. That was kind of slow loading actually. I might have to do some page optimization as well, because something's taking quite a while to load right here. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to come into Trello. That's the first issue that I've noticed, is that took quite a while to load that modal window, and you want that to be pretty snappy. I mean, I definitely want that to be snappy. I'd like to style this a little bit better. I think I could shrink the size of it maybe, because I just don't like this right gap over here. That's kind of nice to have, but that is like the extent of where I would go just to polish it just enough for the alpha. So I'm gonna add that into issues. more descriptive. It's nice to be as descriptive as possible, really, because then you can jump straight into it. You don't have to really go back and be like, what was I talking about? 'Cause you might change your mind later. Alright, we're on 5.8.3. I'm pretty sure this is the current version. I'll just come into here and keep an eye on the users, most likely. And we've got this email copied right there. All right, so there's 4 different user flows, or possibly 5 that we could go through. Right now I'm not seeing an email subscribe, so I think it's just 4 at the moment. One is the Bonsai Pro Group. One is the starter plan, which I just noticed these titles are off now. That's back when we were in LMS. This would be pricing, modal, titles. Going to update them. Teacher, pro sign up, teacher, sensei, yeah. And this is a pre-order right here for a starter plan. I was thinking of just doing a email list for that, but I would actually like to take pre-orders if anyone's interested, and that way, if nobody even pre-orders it, then maybe it's not even worth making, potentially. So I need to make this more clear that this is a pre-order, maybe. I'll do that in the modal title. So I'm just going to say actually, instead of comments, I usually like to just add a checklist. That way I can go through and check them off. And it'll show you how many tasks out of it you've completed. Break it down into smaller chunks, you know? All right. And then this one will be live upon launching the alpha. So I'll need to test that one. And this one will be live as well. So there's 3 different user flows right there. I'm going to create a card for this. Call this user flows. We have basic, pre-order, and we have pro, we have sensei, then we have Bonsai Pro Group. I might change the name of that, but that's the working name. All of the other coming communities will be locked or just muted out, basically, disabled. And then we could have other user flows within here, but I'm gonna keep I'll keep the courses free for now, and then that's where we'll use Unlock Protocol. is some of those courses will lock behind an NFT. And maybe we could even use some of this artwork as the NFT. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, why not? I don't think I have my membership to this site anymore. I purchased those illustrations from shape.so, which is created by Ming Tu, the founder of designcode.io. I swear, React? All this stuff's built in React. It seems to break quite often. Just kind of slow. Okay. Wow, I'm still logged in somehow. Let's see if I have access to the app still. I think I just got a year-long license, so I don't think I have access to all of it anymore. But let's take a look. Hit icons, illustrations. Oh, I still got it. Wow. Alrighty, so we can actually use this as a base for we can create little certification cards for courses basically, and then those will be the NFT. I guess it wouldn't be the certification card itself because technically you'd get a certification card after you're done with the course. Maybe there's a way that we could actually release the NFT to them officially once they've completed the course, but I'm not going to focus much time right now on quizzing or testing or some of those more LMS-like features, because my philosophy is that if you pay for a course and if you hopefully paid enough for it, then hopefully you'll value it. That's not to say you have to pay for something to value it. I've had free courses before that I've valued, or even ones that were like $5 or $10. But yeah, I think what we'll do now is we could use some of these illustrations to that would actually be the artwork connected to the NFT that would give them access to that course or that lesson, if that makes sense. I go back on my key card analogy again. The key card is what gets you in the event or in the club, and the artwork on the key card doesn't really matter, so we can just come up with some cool looking stuff. And yeah, since these are like not custom artwork, we'll probably take them and customize them just a little bit. Just spend a tiny bit of time on them, just making them a little bit unique. But that would be something for the backlog. But I will want to make bonsai courses and lessons locked with lock bonsai courses and lessons with unlock. That's more database work, so that won't really be hard coding anything. That should be pretty easy, just a little time consuming. This is definitely necessary. I think pretty much everything on here is necessary. I'll do the load speed optimization probably towards the end, because there's a possibility I could throw something in there and have to go through and do it all over again. So I'm not really too concerned about that. I know that something is really slowing it down right now. can tell by how it's just still loading, because there's not really anything intensive that I should be loading right now. So I'm not sure why that's taking a few seconds. I'm pretty obsessed with the load times, so my goal is to always have it near 1 to 2 seconds. When we were doing the metaverse version of it, and it was loading multiple 3D worlds embedded into the app, then I was okay with it taking like even 5 to 10 seconds, because it's loading like a whole metaverse, so that's understandable. I think people are willing to wait for the load depending on what it is. So when you're playing a video game, if it has really good graphics, you're not going to be mad if it takes a little bit longer to load. But since we're not loading anything really graphically intensive, the only thing that I could see intensive is if people are embedding, say, like videos under these. I don't think we should allow for the video itself to be embedded within the post, within the excerpt. I'm not sure if that would even work. I think it would just grab the first text, which is good. So that would actually help us with the load time. There's not really anything intense there. Yeah, those video excerpts are empty. Yeah, okay. I could get into speed testing this right now, but we gotta stay focused. So we were mapping out the different user flows. So there's the basic, pro, sensei, and then there's the Bonsai Pro group, and then there's free users of Bonsai courses, lessons. And this would be using unlock. And then within unlock, there's also a way to create a user with an NFT. I might experiment with that. I'm almost wondering if I should turn that off and just use the user sign up the same way that I've been using it, because no, I guess you do have to be a user to get an NFT, right? That's a good question. I could ask the Unlock Protocol forum. So I will make a comment down here. Is there a way with the WordPress plugin? Is there a way to purchase or to unlock content without creating a user and being logged in? I don't know enough about Unlock Protocol yet to really answer that. Like your browser has to render the content and it has to use your wallet to unlock it, but I don't think it does that directly. I think you have to have a user account and your wallet tells WordPress to let you view the content, versus the wallet speaking directly to the browser and rendering the content visible instead of hidden. That's my guess. So I'll ask that. I guess I'll save that for later. So that would give us free users, but they would I could give them a way to create an account as well that is a free account. So I could potentially add another sign-up flow for a free account, but I might as well just stick with the default way that it's done through Unlock's plugin right now, because it's not required of me to create that additional way to do that right now. I think that would be interesting to experiment with down the road. So just to clear up what I'm going over right now, currently how you create a new user is you would go and you would either purchase like a membership or subscription, and that could be for the educational side of things, which is cheaper right now. I'll probably be boosting this price a little bit once things are up and running. And then we have a $50 plan, a $250, a $750, so it just goes up from there. And once your payment is processed, then it takes you to a page where you complete the whole sign-up process. But I wanted this to just be a really simple, just take email, credit card, and done. And then from there, you can start setting up your account. Now, if I go to one of my accounts that has Unlock on it, and it says login with NFT token. And if I click this, it'll actually create a WordPress user and log me in, which is pretty smooth because it's Unlock is considerably more difficult than setting up like a username and a password, but yeah, it's pretty smooth. So we're just going to keep the default way for now. We went over that in the last video, but we'll be covering that in the user testing. So let's just get to it. We're going to grab that fake email. Come back to the home page. And we'll just start with the first one. So the first one was actually for the starter plan. We'll start towards the top. About that pricing. I need to make that checkout or something. I'm not quite sure. It works for now, but the problem is when I hit join Bonsai right here, it takes me to the pricing, but it doesn't actually highlight this tab. So it's kind of buggy, but it's working pretty well. You can actually get out of it right there, but I just need to figure out the JavaScript for that. I'm gonna leave it though. I'll add it to the backlog. There's the fake email. One more thing I want to do first, actually. We're going to come into Stripe. Okay, it's already in test mode. I just wanted to make sure. So when it's in test mode, you just go 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. Well, just on the credit card number, you can put whatever in here. This does take a moment because it's connecting to Stripe and has to process the card. Faux Defe. Oops. I get all colored, huh? Enter password. If you have an issue sign up, please reach out to us here. I think I'll keep that there just as thanks for signing up. You should be registered now. Please log in using the login button in the top right corner. So this is one part where unlock is actually easier than my process because I haven't figured out how to get it to take that information, create that account, and log you in all in one step. I might be able to do it through some type of redirect. That would just be on the nice to have list. So automatic login after user creation. I come into login. I use my email as the username and the password. There we go. Manage account, log out. So manage account is actually not even a page yet. I'm just gonna do login modal or dashboard. Modal. And there's gonna be multiple views on this. So we're gonna look from views by role, and we're gonna have an admin role, which, I mean, that's not the most important. The most important is the subscriber, and we don't really have teachers or creators on here yet. That will be another role in the future when we launch the basic plan. Subscriber and admin, that's pretty much it, and guest. It's dashboard / login modal. Okay, the log out, that would be on the nice to have list. I figured out this weird URL that I could use that logs you out, but I would like it to redirect. I'm not gonna log out quite yet. It's working. Okay, so come in here. There's no longer a pricing tab. That's nice. The menu option button within menu option button in community modal. Does nothing. It's not that it's broken. I've never programmed it to do anything yet. In fact, I might just comment it out for now. So we have our docs. We could, I'd really like to polish up the excerpts. Polish. Is that how you spell polish? Man. Yeah, this one looks really good, and this one looks okay, and then the rest of them look like shit. So I'm gonna be coming through. Ooh, I am loading videos in the excerpt. That's what's wrong with it. I guarantee that's why the load speed is all messed up. So I come into load speed optimization, and I mean, I wish that we could load these videos in. First of all, it's cut off, so it looks horrible, but I bet you could do a responsive video in here. Or I could just give it a custom width. The only problem is, it would be awesome to be able to watch all of these from the homepage. But I think what I'll do is make it so that you have to go to the article, and then in the sidebar of the article, maybe you'll have the option to access them. Or I know that's not going to do well for the load speed, so the only way that would be feasible is if it lazy loads somehow. And I'm not quite sure how to do the lazy load in with the blade yet in PHP. I know that we could bring some JavaScript in there to do that. YouTube videos in stream, live stream, category. YouTube videos in live stream category. I'll see if I can lazy load them. If not, then I'll just have to remove them for now until we figure that out. There's also a lot of project organization that I would just love to go through and reorganize some bits and pieces of the project. But I might do a little bit of that, but I'm just gonna get the project shipped. That is my priority right now. Okay, so that all looks good. I don't think I've actually cut that off to I don't think I've actually cut that off to a guest yet. So that should be visible to all users as of now. I'm gonna make that only visible to logged in users later on, or only Bonsai members. Okay, so that all looks pretty good actually. My Discord, add Discord URL. Music was a bit distracting. Okay, the GitHub's linked up, and this will take you to the Bonsai page. Cool. So that's looking good. I need to enable the courses. Only Bonsai courses so far. Then I'll have a couple more that maybe I'll do the blockchain one, just if I can learn enough about Unlock to feel that that's even possible. Or I could invite some other guest teachers. And then I want Connor to teach building the metaverse. I think that'll be a good course. But for now, we'll just launch with these two. And I would feel bad charging for some of them because they're a little outdated. Well, I did those towards the beginning of this project, and it's been 10 different versions now, so they need to be updated. The FAQ needs to be updated. Yep, I need to update the contact us form. I'm gonna make TV just be live streams feed. Call it a loop. Just all the categories or all the posts within the category of live streams. Then docs will be the same thing, except I'll probably keep some of the cooler stuff that I'd built for docs, but then oh, we already have this right here, so docs right here. Nice. We're gonna keep this page for now. Page working, so I'll just link up some of these modal windows and stuff. I'll probably replace the pricing form right there. So this is more like a separate landing page, but this one's built for developers, whereas the home page is built for creators. And then explore will just be, I might even get rid of that for now, but eventually it will be a list of all these different communities and courses. And then we will add podcasts, probably blogs, YouTube channels. I don't know. We'll see where it takes us once we start getting some community usage. All right, so we successfully signed up for the Bonsai group. Now we're gonna log out. Yeah, this is one extra step in here too. I don't know why I have to do this, but did we add that to the backlog? One step log out instead of two. All right, so we'll come back into here. We're gonna, oh, okay, one more important thing. Welcome to devs. So we got a devs email. Did I want a devs email? Got devs email for pro group. For Bonsai Pro Group. Welcome to devs. Okay. That's okay for devs if I ever launched that group or do, but that just needs to be a completely different email for now. And then I'm seeing this missing URL right here again. I swear last time I saw that, I think it was just through this temp mail thing, or I don't know, but I'll need to check on that, make sure. This makes it super useful because the way that this is currently set up is we charge the card, and then on the next step we actually finalize creating the account. But if someone gets disconnected in between, they might get lost and they'll go back and it'll be asking for their card again, but they won't be logged in. So that'll make them really confused. They'll go to their email and then they'll see this activation link, which will make it official. And I think this is sent, yeah. I think that's sent on the creation of the account, but main thing right here is just the fact that it's missing. So we're gonna delete this email and start with a new one. And that was for, yeah, the Bonsai group. Sent through welcome email. And this is the Bonsai welcome email. All right, we have a new email address right here. I'm gonna copy this, open a new incognito. Actually, I can just use this one as long as I'm logged out. We'll test it for starter plan. This is $50. 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. Roxa cock. Roxa Zoc. Yeah, we're gonna try and automate that so you'd already be logged in. But that's a nice to have, not a issue. Okay, so I will come into my Stripe account. I can go into test mode. I just want to go into test mode before I show my dashboard. Maybe one day I'll open source my Stripe account earnings, but for now I keep that private. Okay, we're gonna come into, well, we do have a Bonsai SL account. We might create a new account actually. I do like this account though because it has a long history on it. Let's see. Where do we go again? The webhooks. developers. Here we go. Go to, oh, here we go. I just switched to test mode in the top right. All right, we have both of those. So for $5 and $50, those are subscriptions created. I'm going to assume they are set up correctly as far as the billing cycles and all that. Never had a problem with it, really. Well, there was one problem with it once. All right. We got welcome to Bonsai. Okay, and I'm going to add a basic plan. I'll just do welcome emails as one task, and then I'm going to say pro group basic pro. Yeah, I need to change the pro group's name because I can't have like a pro plan and a pro group. I think that would get too confusing. So I'm gonna have to rethink my naming on all this stuff. Let me just add that. Rename pro group. Rename Bonsai pro group. I think I'll do that. Think about it. All right, so the pro group one was wrong. That one was the it was the devs, and then this one was missing. I'm guessing pro and sensei will be missing, so let's go test that out. It is missing the activation link as well. I think that's just a problem with the website we're using. In here, okay. We'll delete this one, and we will just take a look real quick. So it did add me into the Bonsai membership for the pro group, even though I was buying a plan. Okay. Here's our new email address. We're going to test out the pro plan this time. Huh. That one seems to snap down kind of weird. It's like glitchy when I click on the button itself. When I click on just the tier, it's a lot smoother. That's weird. All right, there's our new email. Yeah, I want to create a process where this is just the normal sign up process, but when you sign up, we'll take the Stripe charge and then we'll airdrop you the NFT, which is basically what Unlock is already doing, as far as I know, when you, I believe they're using Stripe as well, when you purchase a NFT with a credit card. Wow. Bill. Could add a login link built into that as well. Yeah. Okay, that worked. Now we're just gonna check the emails that it sent out. Yep, just the same creation one. With the activation link missing, which I think's okay. I'm just gonna delete one last user flow to test. Now, over the process of launching this, I am going to run this a lot more than just one time each, but I don't want to bore the living hell out of anyone that's gotten this far. So we have the Sensei plan left. I can come in and do payments. I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, we have the 50, the 250, and the 750. So those all went through on test mode, which is great. Wet taco. We toko. At the very least, I think that page could refresh. I could have it trigger that login modal pretty easily. Okay. All is working as expected for all 4 different user flows. Really the last big user flow to test would be to just go into it and test everything out. I need to update the video. I might add like a email sign up in like these locked areas or something like that, but for now I think that's okay. These URLs look accurate. Pricing docs. Do I have a pricing page? Yes, I do. That's just the pricing. I'll definitely add to that down the road. But for now, it's honestly working, okay? So this is crazy. The one thing, I guess the NFTs are buried like a layer beyond the homepage right now, because when you go to, say, security, we don't even have the button to that at the moment. No read more button on ooh, okay, some of this is locked. So that's nice. Nice to see that that's working when I'm signed out. And then, let's see, there's the excerpt there. But we want to go to this page. I don't think it's security. For some reason, it's just the security. But you should see an excerpt right here, and then when you go to the page, there's going to be a locked section. Log in with NFT token. So we'll do that on free posts that we want to offer like a little small snippet within the post, I think. Because on the home page, someone will be able to see the excerpt without logging in or without creating an account, right? So say if you were down here looking at security, like, okay, I need that. And it'll be a little more organized. It'll be like a little bullet list probably. And you'll go in there. That'll bring you here. And I'm not saying we're going to do this with security specifically. I'll probably do this more with the NFT blockchain type of posts or courses that I end up creating. But, or the others end up creating. Yeah, I think that's enough to unlock the grant, basically. Unlock the Unlock Protocol grant. I don't think it's required to be on the front page. Because it's within the post itself. So even on Julian's websites where he's demoing it, he's not showing it off like that. He's got it buried beneath the homepage in a post, right? So that's what I'm doing. I think that would be totally acceptable to unlock the grant with. And that's pretty much it. So we just did 4 different user flow tests. We did the actual community member itself. And then we did starter plan, pro plan, sensei plan. All of those worked first try. I think something interesting to experiment with in the future is going to be having the NFT purchases available to like a non-logged in user, a guest, or having some that are only visible to people that are already members. And that way you could play with exclusivity a bit more. If it's visible to a guest, you'd likely allow unlimited memberships. You'd probably put a time limit on it if you wanted, but then for like the really tight knit community ones where only people within the community can even see that there's an NFT that you can even access, then with those ones, then you might want to limit the amount of them that will be available and make them a bit more scarce. It's going to be really fun to experiment with, but I think that's it for today, folks. Just, before I go, I figure I'll do one thing that I was itching to do, which was to see if it was actually those YouTube videos that are slowing things down. So I'm going to open up my inspector, go to the network tab, hit Shift Command R, which on the Mac will do a hard refresh, clear the cache. I'll just shorten this for now so we can see this waterfall a little better. There we go. And you can see how long everything's taking to load just by scrolling down here. The DOM loaded in 1.76, that's okay. I need to optimize this a bit more, so. This seemed kind of slow actually right here. It's not bad by any means, but I think I could shave a little off of that with some server optimization somehow. And first big load we had here was Discord. Why is Discord loading? Discord icon? What? That should be coming from font. Awesome. That doesn't make sense. Hotjar. How am I loading anything from Discord? That doesn't make sense. icons. What? Oh, okay. That was a cheap little trick I did to grab Connor's icon right here, Owl3D. So let me come into here and say, we'll do this under speed optimization actually. I'll just put it down here. Download and host Owl3D's icon. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Let's just reload that real quick. So that first big one is Hotjar. Yeah, that one seemed to be cached or something, so it loaded faster. So this is kind of a big one, base.js, base.js. Not quite sure what that is. Here we have ID. Pretty much no context. DoubleClick.net, Google Ads. Huh. Okay, that's from YouTube. That's their ad network loading in some stuff. So those are some of the biggest ones I've seen yet. That's what happens when you embed a YouTube video. That's why I will definitely have to cache or to lazy load those. And this one is coming from Hotjar. That's okay. That's for analytic tracking. I don't need to run Hotjar all the time. I'll just run it usually when I initially launch something. And I think it's okay slowing things down just a little bit for it, because you can learn a lot about the UX, user testing. Some more Hotjar stuff right here. I can easily switch that off when I want things to start running like even faster. That's the thing with analytics, is it always slows it down a bit, and the question is just, is it worth it? So visually, we can tell those took up the two biggest load times. That was YouTube ads. So I was correct, I believe. Also Hotjar, but I expected that to be there. So when I shave that off, we'll probably shave a second or two at least off of the load, and maybe half a second off the DOM load. I'm not sure if it was affecting the DOM at all. Probably not. Anyways, just a fun little thing at the end of the stream, and that's it. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, at least sometime else this weekend. Stay cool, my babies. Peace.